မင်္ဂလာပါကျွန်တော် David ပူနီမှာဒီနေ့ကျွန်တော်ရဲ့ဒီ Mopi Podcast ပေါ့နော်ကျွန်တော်မိတ်ဆွေတွေနဲ့podcast ပြောတဲ့အတွေ့အကြုံတွေ share ကြတဲ့အစီအစဉ်မှာဒီနေ့ကျွန်တော်တို့ရဲ့ပြောမှဆိုရင် UFC Champion လောင်းကျွန်တော်တို့ရဲ့ Champion လောင်းကို Joshua Van နဲ့ဒီနေ့ဖြစ်ပါတယ်ဒီနေ့လာပေးတဲ့အတွက်ကျေးဇူးအများကြီးတင်ပါတယ်ကို Joshua Van
ကျွန်တော်လည်းရင်ကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်
yeah ပမာလူနဲ့အရန်ကြီးတိတ်မပြောနိုင်ဘူး comfortable တိတ်မဖြစ်ပေမဲ့တိုက်နိုင်ဆုံးကြိုးစားပြီးတော့မှနည်းနည်းလေးဟိုအတွေ့အကြုံနည်းနည်းလေးပြောပေးကြည့်ပေါ့လေနော်
ဟုတ်ကဲ့
okay ဆိုတော့ဒီHouston ကိုရောက်လာတော့အသက်ပဲနှစ်အရွယ်လောက်ရှိပြီလေ
ကျွန်တော်စနစ်2013မှာဒီမှာရောက်လာ
2013မှာ12 years old 12နှစ်မှာရောက်လာတယ်ရောက်လာတော့ရောက်လာပြီးတော့ဒါအကြောင်းသွားမယ်သူများတွေလိုပဲဟိုကျောင်းတက်မယ်ပုံမှန်ဒါ high school ထိအဲ့လိုပဲပုံမှန်ပဲ
ကျွန်တော်ဒီမှာရောက်တော့ကျွန်တော်ငါးတန်းမတက်တယ်ပြီး you know it was summertime and then you know 6 တန်း right 6တန်းတကယ်ကြောင်းတော့တယ်
ဟိုကျွန်တော်မေးချင်တာဘယ်နှစ်တန်းလောက်ရောက်တဲ့အချိန်မှာin what grade ဟိုစပြီးတော့ဒီ MMA fighting ကိုစပြီးတော့စိတ်ဝင်စားလဲ
ကျွန်တော်like when I like you know during school I don't know what MMA was ကျွန်တော် MMA ဆိုတာမသိသေးဘူးကျွန်တော်ကကျောင်းကထွက်ပြီးတဲ့အချိန်မှာကျွန်တော် MMA ကိုစိတ်ဝင်စားတယ်
ကျောင်းကအဲ့ဒါဆိုကျောင်းပြီးသွားပြီကျောင်းကထွက်တယ်ဆိုစပြီးတော့စိတ်ဝင်စားတာကဘယ်ခုနှစ်လဲ
probably 2017 2018 not sure yeah
2018ဝန်းကျင်မှာစပြီးတော့ MMA ကိုစစိတ်ဝင်စားလာတယ်ပေါ့ဆိုတော့စစိတ်ဝင်စားလာတဲ့အကြောင်းရင်းကဥပမာဘယ်လိုမျိုးလဲသူများတွေ fighter ကိုသတင်းကနေ TV ကနေ internet ကနေကြည့်လို့လားဒါမှမဟုတ်like particular person influence you or ဘယ်လိုမျိုးလဲပေါ့နော်
ကျွန်တော်တငယ်ချင်းတွေကကျွန်တော်ကိုရန်ဖြစ်တာကိုမြင်လာလဲပြီးရင်သူတို့ကပြောတာနေက talent ရှိတယ်လို့ပြောတယ်လေကျွန်တော်ဆိုရင်နေ MMA talent ရှိတယ်လို့ပြောတယ်
okay
ကျွန်တော်ဆိုရင် MMA ကပါလဲ you knowပြီးရင်Conor McGregor နဲ့ Mayweather ကထိုးတယ်လေ2017 or 18
yeah
so ကျွန်တော်ကမြင်ပြီးတော့ research လုပ်တယ်ပြီးရင်ကျွန်တော် McGregor ကိုတွေ့ပြီးရင် like I like his fighting style you know
okay
so ပြီးရင်ကျွန်တော်အမေကိုခေါ်တယ် I told her I want to do MMA
အမေကိုခေါ်ပြီး MMA လုပ်မယ်ဆိုတော့အမေကဘာပြောလဲ
သူမချိုက်ဘူးလေပြီးရင်ကျွန်တော် auntie I live in Iowa ကျွန်တော် Iowa မှာနေတယ်so ကျွန်တော် auntie ကိုပြောlike I told her to tell my mom basically like for me
အတော်ပြောပြီးဖို့အမေကိုပြောပေးပါကျွန်တော် MMA ဖိုက်မယ်ဆိုပြီးတော့
ဟုတ်တယ်အဲ့လိုလေ
အမေကတော့အေးပေါ့သူသားဟိုတန်ရာရပြီးလက်အဲ့လိုထိုးပြီးတော့ဟိုဖြစ်မှာတိတ်မကြိုက်ဘူးလေနော်ဆိုတော့ okay အဲ့ဒါနဲ့အမေကလည်း okay သဘောတူပြီးကိုထိုးမယ်ဆိုတော့ဘာလုပ်လဲဂျင်သွားရှာသလားဘယ်လိုမျိုးလဲဘာစလုပ်လဲ
သူကမချိုက်ဘူးဒါပေမဲ့ကျွန်တော်ကလည်းသူမချိုက်လို့ဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်do research by myself ကျွန်တော် research လုပ်တာလေbeing the closest gym to my house and I just go by myself and you know personally မရှိဘူးအလုပ်လည်းမရှိဘူးကျွန်တော်ကအသက်17လေ17 being you know I think I trained there for 1 month and then it's time to pay up you know and I ain't got no money so I told my mom I was like you got to pay
you remember how much was that
she paid for a whole year actually because doing that we save more money you know
so like if you pay monthly that may be like say 200 or 100 a month but if you pay for a whole year like $800 then
yeah like I remember the exact price is 1200 so
dollar 1200ပေါ့နော်ဒါတစ်နှစ်စာပေါ့အမေကပေးပေးလိုက်တယ်ပေါ့ဆိုပထမတစ်လတော့သွားတယ်လေ့ကျင့်တယ်လကုန်တော့ပေးဖို့ဖြစ်လာတော့ ကိုအလုပ်
ကျွန်
လည်း
တော်
မ
ဖ
ရှိ
က်စာမရှိဘူး
ပိုက်
အဲ
ဆံမရှိတော့အမေကိုပဲဖုန်းခေါ်ပြီးတော့
ဟုတ်တယ်
တော့အမေကအဲကြတော့လည်းပေးတာပေါ့
အဲ
okay good mom so အဲ့ဒါနဲ့ဆိုတော့အဲ့မှာ okay တလားလောက် train me ဆိုတော့ဟိုကိုအစမှာဟို in the beginning ပေါ့နော်အစမှာ like what do you expect and then what are the things that you know in the training that you didn't expect
In the training, man, I got that street mentality at first, you know.
yeah
So I was sparring with this coach. Basically, like he's not like the head coach, but he's
one of the
the
coach,
younger,
yeah. Okay
you know, the coach that teach kid and stuff like that, like 6 years old, 7, 8, you know. So we were sparring, and then I told him to wait. And you know, when you're sparring, like you can't really tell nobody to wait, you know. So he punched me. And that was my first week though. He punched me, so I was like, okay, cool. So we got in a fight. Me and him like swinging, you know what I'm saying? Like a real fight. And like his lips was busted, my lips was busted, but he was a little bigger than me, you know.
okay
And he got technique, so he kneed me to my body, and that put me on the ground and stuff like that. So that day, you know, he dropped me like 3 times, and the other coaches have to like tell him to stop and some, you know, stuff like that. So, and after that, like it made me question myself. You know, I really want to quit training because it was embarrassing. Like the parent were watching the kid.
right
Now, while they was training over there, we was actually fighting over here. You know, like
yeah
talking about fighting, and that motherfucker just hold me knee, like Muay Thai knee, you know, to the body. I got dropped, so it was embarrassing. But I told myself that night I make a decision that I was never gonna quit. You know, so I came back the next week. I told him I'm gonna beat you up today. You know, like I don't want to say bad word like the way I said it, but I basically tell him I'm gonna fuck you up. You know, got my ass beat again for three months straight.
with the same coach
Same coach. And here's the thing, me, I know he was gonna beat my ass, but I always go to him.
okay
So
okay.
the coaches, like different coaches, like the head coach, you know, they recognize like I really want this stuff. So like nobody didn't want to teach me like the technique or nothing because I got that street mentality. So they don't like people like that, you know.
right
But the head coach, Coach Matt, he saw like I really wanted this shit. So he basically called me and showed me a little bit of something.
okay
And after 3 months, I beat the coach that beat me, and he quit coaching.
so wow that's nice so ဟို street mentality ဆိုတာပြောမှဆိုတော့မြန်မာလိုပြောမှဆိုတော့ဒီလမ်းပေါ်မှာရိုးရံဖြစ်ဟိုကျောင်းမှာဖြစ်ဖြစ်ဟိုမှာဖြစ်ပေါ့နော်ဒီတိုင်းရက်ကွက်ထဲမှာရံဖြစ်တဲ့ဟာမျိုးပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒီရိုးဟိုဘာမှမတွက်စားဘဲနဲ့ရံဖြစ်ပြီးတော့မှထိုးကြိတ်ဆိုတော့အဲ့ဒီ mentality နဲ့အခု MMA မှာတကယ် fighter ဖြစ်ပြီဆိုလို့ရှိရင်အထူးသဖြင့်ပေါ့နော် UFC biggest in the world like UFC မှာ like နှစ်ခါနိုင်ပြီပေါ့နော်ဆိုတော့
Don't
3ခါ sorry 3ခါနိုင်ပြီဆိုတော့ how do you compare your mentality right now to your mentality when you started
man.
like in a way what do you want to say yourself to you know that
Yeah.
young George
The young Josh, man, he ain't scared of nobody. You know, he ain't taking shit from nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The young Josh, if you say something, you do something about it type shit. But right now, I'm not saying I'm scared of people, but I have second thought, like, you know, the calmness, like I try to avoid street fight as much as possible. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm trying to stay peace and stuff like that. So I'll say I have the patience now more, you know.
so one of the biggest lessons you learn is patient
Patient.
so how that patient is important in a UFC fight
A lot, man. You know that is very, very important because the patient is, bro. Like,
can the patient determine whether you lose or win
yeah. Basically,
Okay.
you know, like a lot of people tell me, like my first round, you know, this and that. You ain't really got this and that. Or no. You gotta know what's going on with your opponents. You know, like you gotta see what they bring in the table, and that take patience. You know, a lot of people they don't have the patience, so they just what you say, they just rush in, get caught, and you know that. Like it don't take a lot in a fight, you know. You get hit with one punch, and then that's a fight, you know. So I think patience is the key, man.
Okay. And then so 3 months, then you know you learn something.
Yeah.
So 3လဆိုတော့တခုခုနည်းနည်းတက်သွားပြီနည်းနည်းတင်သွားပြီဆိုတော့3လပြီးတော့ like so that was in 2018, let's say.
Let's say 2018, yeah.
2018. So how is the training from 2018 to your first fight 2022 with UFC, right? So
3.
2023.
Oh, yeah,
sorry, 20
Yeah, 3.
3, yeah. So 2020, 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Almost like 6 years training before you make it to UFC. So tell me about that 6 years.
I wouldn't really say 6 years because the first gym that I ever been to that I just told you about, it wasn't like a full MMA type shit, you know. It's kind of like fitness. And so here's how my MMA career started. Actually, like, you know, at the gym, I was one of the best, you know what I'm saying? Like, not knowing technique and stuff like that, but I was the best for that gym.
Okay.
Because it was like family fitness gym type shit. And then there was a coach named Scotty Wars. He showed up one day, like, you know, and he was sparring with us. And then next thing you know, I look at him, he is, you know, like a chubby guy. So I look at him like he didn't know how to fight, you know? Next thing you know, boom, he hit me with a three-piece combo, you know, boom, boom. And then I was like, oh, shit. And I hit him again with the same combo. And then he was like, oh, shit, he was shocked. But then after that, he fucked me up. Like, he literally beat the shit out of me, I'm talking about. And then after sparring, like, I ain't never seen nobody ever did that to me. You know, technically and, you know, all this stuff. Like, he was, like, literally beat the shit out of me. Like, I didn't know what to do. So I asked him after sparring, I was like, hey, can you teach me how you just beat my ass, you know?
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, come here. So he was showing me with pad work and stuff like that. So we was working on it. And after that, he called me. He said, come here. He said, I'm about to open a gym. And if you want to come join me, come join me.
So your training, you start from running 2 miles a day before the training to your coach put you guys up to running 4 miles a day.
Yeah.
And then only start the training.
Yes.
So how many hours a day is the training?
Man, that's a lot of hours, bro. You ask me. The training was, let's say from 5 to 8, but then we gotta do extra hour for a whole 4 miles and stuff like that. So maybe at least 5 hours a day.
So how many days a week?
So yeah, six days. Sometimes 7, because sometimes we do a little work on Sunday too as well.
Okay. Yeah. And then, so is that pretty much the same until now, or how is it different now?
Right now, it's still the same, but I train 7 day a week. 7 day a week now, 3 times a day. So it got worse.
Okay, we talk more about that later. Okay,
Yeah.
we talk more about that. I would say it's professional training, right?
Yeah.
So we talk more about that in a little bit. And so you started that, and then you start, you know, going to a fight in Houston area.
Yeah.
And then, how many fights before you become a local champion, right? Got. So how many fight before you become a local champion?
I got the amateur belt first. So I got the amateur belt in 6 months.
Okay.
So 6 months of fighting, I beat their champions, you know, basically. And after that, I went pro. And I think I went pro at 2021. Was it October? And then I got the belt at December 2022.
Okay.
So yeah, a little more than a year.
Well, a little more than a year, but I would say it's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got like 5 fights in a year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay. So, and then after that fight, all right, you're good. And how how did you able to join UFC? What's the process like to able to join the UFC?
Man, the process, if we don't start it from the beginning, man, you know, the story don't add up. So, you gotta remember the fight that I lost too.
Okay.
You know, going to pro, like, I was fast tracking everything, you know, going to amateur, I was winning with like people like more experienced than me, you know. So, and then I go to pro, I win 2 fights, you know, who are a lot more experienced than me too, you know. So I start to think, and then on top of that, you know, Chin people, like, we give a word and stuff like
Yeah.
that Chin took and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
they call me to give me a word and stuff like that. So you know, I was thinking I was somebody, you know, like I was like, this guy ain't got shit on me, you know, they ain't got shit on me. So uh, I was thinking I was prideful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to train no more. I was like, I don't have to train for this. Da, da, da. And I was supposed to fight. Let's say I was supposed to fight this week. Let's say I was supposed to fight in 2 weeks. So Chintuk called me a week before
Okay.
to Indiana.
Oh, to
Yeah.
go there in person.
Yeah, to go there in person. And so all my family member, my coaches, they stopped me from going. But you know what I'm saying? At that time, I was like, that was the first time I ever get recognized, you know, from my people.
Right.
So
Right.
that was like too fucking special for me, I
Yeah,
guess, you know.
yeah.
So I have to go. So when I go over there, you know, you meet your friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you get a little crazy,
Party
you
and-
know, you get a little crazy. So when I came back, I can't sleep no more, and I can't train no more. So what I did was I started to drink liquor to help me go to sleep. So that was the worst thing a fighter could do, you know, drink. So
So I would assume you come back like 5 days before the fight.
Yeah.
And then
and then
have some drinks to get you to sleep and
Yeah. Basically, yeah. And so I was fighting against, I think, 2-time or 3-time wrestling champion.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? So like I don't know, man. I don't know what to feel about it now. But you know, going in there, I wasn't prepared. You know, I didn't want to train, and on top of that, we was about to close the gym.
oh
Yeah, so because of the COVID and stuff, and then the
Oh, yeah.
payment and stuff like that, so it got like a little messed up, and so I didn't like, we was about to close the gym, like everything add up, you know.
yeah.
And so one of my homeboy told me, man, before the fight, he was like, I think you're gonna lose. And I told him, man, have faith in me, I'm gonna win. You know, I'm a confidence guy, so I'll go in there. I did good the first round, you know, second round too, and then I got tired, so I just gave up on myself.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I could have go the third round and win the fight, but like my mentality wasn't there, you know, because
Yeah.
of the work I put in and stuff like that. So I knew I was a lot better than him,
Mm.
but I still gave up. So yeah.
So yeah, it's. But I would say it's better you have that experience
For
before UFC.
Yeah.
You know.
So back to what you was asking me, the road to UFC.
Yeah.
That was a woke up for me. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that woke me up. So all the people that I expect a call from when I take a loss, you know, like you know, you got a little bit of friends and stuff like that you expect them to call. Nobody called me.
Damn.
You know, nobody check on me. So a couple friends that stay with me are there. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, I ain't never want to feel like this ever again. You know, it's hard. Like, you took a loss, your first loss ever,
Yeah.
and the people that you thought really care about you and never reach up to you, like how you feel, or none of that. Like, you know, that's the
Yeah.
worst feeling.
I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
physically, maybe okay, but
Yeah.
not only just physical, but you know, mentally,
Yeah.
like you low, right? Your first big loss, kind
Yeah.
of, and then
That was a big deal because I was undefeated. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I was the next
yeah.
big thing, and so it wasn't a big deal. But at that time of a moment, like, I really feel like, damn, everybody hate me. You know, everybody.
Yeah.
So that like, that's motivation. So even right now, like, if I don't, like, let's say, you know, sometimes you get a little lazy, you don't want to train.
Yeah.
What I do is I rewatch the fight that I lost and remind myself that,
You don't want that ever
yeah,
again.
I don't want that thing ever to happen again. You know, if I lose, is because they better than me, not
Right.
because I was lazy and I didn't work. So that was like I said, that was a wake up call for me. So after that, I finished all my fight, first round, two first round finish, submission, second round, second round. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's what got me the call, bro.
Yeah. Wow. Well, yeah. I mean, like us, most of the people don't see that, right?
Yeah.
Most of us, like we saw you from a UFC, and then we just happy and supportive, and we don't see what you've been through, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's good to let it out. Like that's, I think, it like listening to you talking about it. We can feel it. So and you become a champion, and then how is it like your coach or somebody helped you connect to UFC, or they got people coming down and recruiters, or how does it work?
Nah, it wasn't like that because the UFC looking for talent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because you win fight doesn't mean they're gonna call you. There's a lot of people like 21-0, and the UFC still didn't call them.
Yeah.
So you gotta have the style, you gotta have the heart, you gotta have everything. There's everything mixed up.
Mm.
So and Fury is one of the biggest places to be in if you
Okay.
want to go to the UFC. Because Mick Manor, that's the matchmaker for UFC.
Okay.
And he's very close with the the Fury Fighting Championship CEO.
Okay.
Eric Garcia. So they are very close. So most of the time he's there.
All right.
And the fight that he know me from was Paris, one of the number one fighter from Texas. And when I fought him there, he was expect Paris to win over me, and he get the next call, but it was the other way around. So I beat him. I beat
Okay.
Paris, and then Mick was like, "Go call that guy." So I'll go. I went
Instead
to him
of
and said,
instead of that guy, they
I mean, I think they know each other or something. But Paris is a good dude. So like, Paris is very talented guys. Skillful guys. That's why he's the number one from Texas. So they was thinking it's time that we call him. To the UFC.
yeah.
So that was his key to the UFC,
Okay.
and I took that key away from him. So
I wouldn't say you take it away. I think because you win.
yeah,
It's
I beat
like
him. So
yeah,
he didn't
it's
get the
not you
chance
take it
no more.
away. It's like you got what you deserve.
True.
So, it's become the right time, like the right timing, and the right person is there, and so basically you win the right fight. I mean,
Yeah.
basically you have to keep winning.
Yeah, I call that guy out for the longest because he was the number one, so nobody really want to fight him.
Mm.
And I've been asking the promoter like, "Hey, give me Paris."
Mm.
They never want to give it to me, so it get to the point where I have to walk up to him after his fight. So I said,
Okay.
"Hey, come here, Paris." Respectfully, bro, we got to fight. So and then he was agreed to fight.
Okay.
And that's how the fight was made. So that was the best thing that ever happened to me. Beat Paris, put Paris in my resume.
Yeah.
A win over Paris was
So,
one of my biggest
not
accomplishments.
not only just training, not only just fighting, but I think it's in a way I see a little bit of Conor McGregor in you. You go ahead and ask for that fight. You ask the promoter, they didn't give it to you, right? You said you asked for a couple of times, but you walk up to him yourself, and then you challenge him basically, and get the fight for yourself. So sometimes you're right, in business or whatever you do. Sometimes you just, even though you have all the talents, you feel like you just don't get it. You have to sometimes go ask for it, or you have to go get it. You have to go extra mile. Just training and winning the fight don't cut it. So that's pretty good. Yeah, I think you have the right attitude there. So you won the fight, and then they call you up.
No, I win that Paris fight, and so now everybody was like, "Oh shit,"
Yeah.
Now everybody was like, "Oh shit."
So now you're number one in Texas.
Nah, they didn't even want to give me number one, bro.
Dang.
They put him at number 2, and I was still number 3 after I
Okay.
beat the number 1. So it should be me at the number 1, but so I thought I was gonna get the title, the belt, but they offered me another fight, I forgot his name, but they offered me another fight, and he said he couldn't cut the weight. He can't come down to 125 at my weight.
Okay.
So he's trying to fight me at 130, and I said, okay, let's fight at 130. Now
Yeah.
he's saying he can't cut down to 130, so now he's going up to 35. I said, okay, I'll fight you. He said, I gotta be at. So he said, I gotta be at 140. And I was like, you know what? I'll fight you at 150. I told him, I'll fight you at 150.
I mean, what's his weight? He's
Like big. I don't know. He's big, but
I mean, before he has his weight, right? His weight, what?
he always fight at 125. I think it was just a little bit of psychology because we was talking back and forward.
Okay.
We was talking shit. So I had a shirt made like he was a dog and I was pulling him. So it was like a lot of like psychology going on. Like
Yeah.
a lot of that shit going on. So
I want to see that shit or a picture of that.
I'll show you. I'll show you after this. But yeah, so.
Yeah, that's why I see a little bit of Conor McGregor in you right there.
So they was talking
That's
about
pretty good.
Yeah, they was talking about you playing too much mind game, this and that, a lot of excuse. So he came to the weigh-in. So we weigh in and everything. We did the face off and everything. And next thing you know, he don't want to come on fight day.
Damn.
So he just locked himself in the hotel room, and I'm over there. Didn't have a fight.
How much he weighed in the weight, like?
I think he weighed in at 130, but like there's agreement that if he is over like that much, he can't show up at fight day like over 140 or something like that. So he was complaining about that. So I told him basically, I'm gonna fight you at 150 if you want. 55, 160, it don't matter.
I mean, at that point, he's not about the weight. He don't really want to fight you.
He didn't really want to fight me, so. Like it was bad, bro, cause it get to the point where he blocked me on everything type shit, cause I guess I wasn't his head.
Yeah, good. I mean, yeah, that's like who MMA is not about just all fighting physically. There is a mind game as well. So
he was broken mentally, before the fight. So
that's, I mean, you won before the fight, right? So he didn't show up. So they basically you win.
Yeah, they gave me a show money.
Okay.
I was like, oh, shit, I'll take it. I got money without fighting, so I'm like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then after that, I talked to the promoter, and I said, look, you got to give me a title. He said, yeah, you're right. You deserve it. It wasn't your fault, because it wasn't my fault. I do everything in my power to get that fight. And after that, it gave me a title shot against Cleveland McLean. Who is a very good striker, wrestler, and I make it look easy. Yeah, and then that's what got me the call.
Okay.
That fight, yeah.
Yeah. So, I think I saw that game, that fight, and and then you got the belt and all, and I like that's great. Yeah. And then start how long after you got a call, you got contact with UFC, you went to the first fight?
So a lot of people, when I posted my next fight would be the UFC.
Yeah.
They actually getting me like, a lot of they actually call me for a short notice. And a lot of people don't know. I was supposed to be the backup for Manel versus Alex Perez in March, I think. That was San Antonio card. So I posed that, and a lot of people, like the media and stuff like that, was like, Josh didn't get, like the Burmese media, like they know stuff too. Like Josh didn't get the card, They trying to make me look like I'm a liar, but inside there's a lot of things that we can't let, the people know.
Yep.
So I was supposed to fight, but he didn't end up pulling out, So after that, they offered me.
I think I remember that post. Yeah.
So they offered me to go to China, but then my passport and stuff like that, it didn't go through and stuff like that. So and on top of that, we didn't really want to go to China for a little bit of pay. You know what I'm saying? So we want to get it. So we was like, nah, we can't do it. Like, bro, that's like 24-hour flight or something. A lot of, so we got to stay there a week, come back, and then go there. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So they call me for Contender Series. in
Yeah.
August, and I was a little disappointed, you know. And before they called me that, you know, there was a possibility of me going to one or something, and that's when I post one or UFC, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, my family and everybody like, and you know, people around me was like UFC is better, you know. So I decided to wait for that August contender. But then thank God, bro, I ended up getting the short notice call. So yeah, that was that.
Yeah. So, well, it's a long way. And when you start fighting, what's your weight? Like, you were 17, 18, you started practice, start going to gym. And then when you start fighting UFC, what's your weight?
Big difference, bro. Mm-hmm. Like when I started, I weighed like 128. So I was walking around. Basically fight weight. You know what I'm saying? Like I skip one dinner and I'm on weight. You know what I'm saying? And then I go to pro. And each fight, like I gain like a little bit of weight. You know what I'm saying? So each fight, I guess from the weight cut or something. You know, each fight I gain a little bit of weight and stuff. Right now, like I would say 138, 39.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you're 22. 22.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and so you won in the contender series, and then
No, I didn't fight the contender.
Oh.
Remember, I got the short notice call.
yeah, you got a short notice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a short notice, and then you won that.
Mm.
Like I was a little bit worried. Like it's a what was he? He's like his hair is a little bit. He has a weird haircut. That guy.
Bruce Lee type
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. So I was like, okay, let's see. You know, I was like,
Yeah.
and then you won that. The second fight, I kind of like, okay, he'll be fine. I do some research on that guy,
Yeah.
and then I was like, okay. But the third one is like, I'm honestly I'm worried. Like, oh, such a short notice. You know, it's very short. How many months? Like
3 weeks.
3 weeks, right? From
2.5, yeah.
Yeah. So you were in New York, and then you come back, and then not.
Yeah.
I was surprised. He's like, okay, you're gonna fight in Vegas again.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, just like it's so short.
Yeah.
I was worried, you know. So how? But like, well, you surprised us all, and I would say your best performance. I would say, kind of. I mean, like in our eyes, right?
Yeah,
in
yeah.
our eyes, like it was like the best performance. It was good, you know. Like, so what? Like, how is it like? You know, taking that fight. What? Because again, I see a little bit of Conor McGregor in you. Because Dana White say that one of the reasons why he loved Conor is that he will fight anybody, anywhere, anytime, you know.
Yeah.
So again, like you ready to fight anytime, like. So how is that fight happen?
That fight, man. You know, I fought in November and then I fought again in January, right? And you guys say that was a very short. Nah, I was supposed to fight in December. You know, I was just sick. So I was sick as far like to the point where I can't get out of my bed.
Damn.
So I was offered to fight in December and I said, you know, I'll fight it, but there's nothing I can do, bro. I was sick. So like you know that flu that going around in Houston? Yeah, that got me bad for 3 weeks.
Damn.
And then like I took a break and then right when I was recovering, my manager called me, you want to fight? And I wasn't even like fully recovered. And I told him, yeah, I want to fight, bro. Let's fight. So I called my coach and I was like, what you think, man? Let's take this fight. And, you know, we go from there. We got 2.5 weeks to get ready. So that's plenty of time, man. You know, because we did the first fight in 5 days? So we got 2.5 weeks. You know, that's plenty of time, man.
Yeah. So how do you do research on your opponent, like especially in such short notice, right?
I don't do research. That's my coach's job, you know.
Okay.
I don't like doing it because the second fight that I fought in New York, I did research and I get caught.
Mm.
So I focus like when I focus on one thing, I'm too much of like I'm too
To
focused
focus on that. Yeah.
and I can't think of something else. So I just give them that job.
Okay. So they will prepare you for
Yeah.
like techniques or what to do, what to expect for the next fight. Because
Yes.
every fight is different. What your technique, what you focus on, your plan. So that's okay. Um, what? So I want to ask about your diet.
Mm.
How is it? How is the diet? What kind of food and
I ain't got no diet.
like you have any somebody give you some advice on that or
They do, but I just eat everything, bro. I eat rice every day. Yeah, I don't have diet.
okay.
I drink a
So
lot of water though.
okay,
Too much. Oh yeah,
a lot of water and
1 gallon to 2 gallon a day, especially when I'm in training camp. So
okay,
yeah,
yeah. So diet basically just traditional food.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Whatever
eat
your mom
everything.
cook.
Yeah, except I don't eat pork when I'm in fight camp.
Okay.
That's it. I mean I do eat pork, but when I'm in fight camp, like I separate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So any particular reason or it just in general because it has a lot of fat and
Yeah, you got too much oil, so
yeah.
like and when you digest like a lot of oil, you know what I'm saying, like it's bad for your body, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it tastes good sometimes. So you can't completely quit eating
Yeah.
pork, but
Uh, yeah. So how about like nutritions and stuff? You have somebody helping you out or your coach or somebody in your team?
nah. Yeah, I used to have sponsor for that, but nah, I don't really need that. So I
Okay.
just eat whatever. Maybe in the future, like when I get a little older or something,
Yeah.
a lot of people do that. So I might
Yeah.
need that later in life, but as of
Yep.
right now, I just eat everything.
I think you're good for another 8 years.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe 10.
Yeah.
I can
In
do it.
8 or 10, you'll be fine. So, and all right. So, what's your training camp look like? Yeah, like the whole thing. How does it look like?
For me, I always stay in the gym whether I'm fight camp or not. So I train 3 times a day. Um, but like not every day that I train 3 times a day. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say Monday to Friday, I train 3 times a day.
Okay.
So Saturday sparring,
Okay.
and Sunday we do fighter sprint. Like fast running and stuff like that for the cardios. And I run 3 times a week. Back then I used to run every day, so that drain you. You
Yeah.
can't force your body to do a lot of work too. You need recovery, so I cut down to 3 times a week.
Okay.
And so I do strength conditioning in the morning, and I go to boxing. I come home, I take a nap, like 45 minute to hour nap, and then I wake up, I eat, and then I go to evening class.
Okay. How many coaches you have like in the whole team? Like I assume you have coach for boxing and
Yeah.
maybe different coaches for like jujitsu or wrestling
I have a
whatever.
lot of coach, man. Strength conditioning for one, boxing for one. MMA, you gotta have different coaches. Your striking MMA
Yeah.
coach, your wrestling, your jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I got like, let me see, man. I got like 10 of them. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I got a lot of coaches.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, I think because you get to just pick their brain, right? They
Yeah.
they give you whatever the best, and then
Mm.
you don't have to think for 10 different person,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you just get the best of everybody and then
Yes, sir.
you just put into your work and practice it. So yeah. So how is the training different like before and after joining UFC, in terms of the coaches and techniques and all that?
It's the same.
It's the same.
It's the
Okay.
same, yeah. For some people, it's different. It might be different, They was like, "Oh shit, he's a UFC now. We gotta train him different,"
Yeah.
But my coaches, man, they talk shit even worse. You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, you in the UFC, you don't know how to do this, this and that. So we still we have like this family type of like training together,
Relationship between each
relationship
other
and stuff like that. So and nothing special, man. It always been the same, you know. We always we keep what got us there.
yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't change nothing.
Okay. Okay. Great. How is the your family support? Your mom and your sisters now. I saw that they go to all your fights. You know,
Yeah.
they went to New York and Vegas, and they. How's the support now?
Man, the support is great, man. Like they don't just support me when I like after I got to the UFC, you know,
Yeah.
like from my amateur to now. You know what I'm saying? Like and I'm you know what I'm saying, I'm very blessed to have this type of family, you know, like being a fighter, man, that's hard cuz we can't work. You
Yeah.
know, you got to train full time and stuff like that. So my mom, my sister, they come up with the money. You know, you got to pay the gym fee. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
You got to pay your car bill. You got to pay your gas. So all of that they pay for.
Yeah. Before you make money, it's many
Yeah.
years of that, right?
Yeah. So,
So.
you know, thank you to my mom, especially my mom, my sisters, you know, and even at home, like I don't do shit because when I'm at home, I'm already like exhausted. So I
Yeah.
take a nap or I just knocked out. So I don't really do shit for the family for almost 3 years now. So I'm like completely useless for the family right now. You know, I'm just focusing on my career. Yeah.
That's good. I mean, it's a I think it's a successful career already, you know.
Yeah.
So how is it? Do you? How many years you sign contract with UFC, and how is it? How does it
It's
work?
it's not a year. It's 4 fight contract. You know, I signed a 4 fight contract with them, so it's depending on how many fight. Like it can last 3 years. You know, depending on
Right.
how many fights you fight. So, but me, I signed 4 fight contract, so now it's only three.
You got one more.
Yeah,
Pretty much, I'm sure it's gonna happen this year. So
maybe next month. You never
okay,
know. You know what I'm saying?
all right.
So
Then it's gonna be
yeah,
another
yeah, another
contract
something
coming
like
up.
that. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm pretty sure they will,
Ah,
have
for
a better
sure.
deal for you
For sure.
after that because you did very well in the three fights that you did. Like um,
Just know this: the UFC love me right now, bro.
all
So
right,
I'm blessed to have the coaches that I have, you know, and everybody around me, man. I'm blessed. So shout out to UFC, man. They're looking out for me right now, man.
okay. Are you the first UFC fighter from your gym or?
No, my coach was. I mean, yeah, my coach Daniel Pineda, and he still is a UFC fighter, you know.
Okay.
So, yeah,
All right. So that's good. So he has experience.
yeah,
So that's I'm sure that's gonna help a lot
a
in
lot,
terms
bro.
of, training, everything to communicating with UFC to
Yeah,
contract everything.
yeah, yeah.
That's very good. Somebody looking after you. Yeah, yeah, man. That's you're the first Burmese people who got into UFC and then very successful.
Wow.
Like three straight win is big in UFC. It's
Yeah.
not nothing. It's yeah,
Yeah.
it's very good record. So we're very proud of you. We're very happy
Thank you,
for you.
man.
Yeah. So your next fight we can expect in a not so long future, huh?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Cause I don't have no injury or nothing. So
Okay.
uh, as soon as possible, man.
So
I'm
you
about to.
let UFC know you're ready.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I gotta let them know. Right now, I already told them I'm getting bored, man. Give me a fight, you know. So hopefully soon, next month or March.
Okay.
March the latest. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I mean it's good that you're open so that if something happen and someone can make it, you're ready right there.
Yeah.
So yeah. How about uh like to get a belt in UFC? How many fights, and how long is the road from here?
Man, it depends on what type of fight you get too. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people like Alex Pereira. You know what I'm saying? He probably have like 4 or 5, 3 or 4 fight before a title, you know,
Yeah.
and like some other guys like Strickland, he got to have like 16 fight before his title, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So
So
it's
it
hard
depends
to
on who
say.
you fight, you know.
Mhm.
So if I get ranked guys, then it get like a lot easier. But if I still, you know, depending on the matchmaker too. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it depend on like the the people you fight and their level, you
Yeah.
know, all that. So, all right. Any suggestion for people who like 17 years old, 18 years old who wanna start, who wanna become a UFC fighter, like, cause a lot of Burmese people, Chin people,
Yeah.
they like to fight
Yeah.
and they wanna go that road. So, what do you want to
Yeah.
tell them?
I would tell them, I don't know, like a UFC fighters, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to go to the gym and train. Give 100% every time, you know, you got to stay active. Because there's the fight that we in is like, a lot of people forget fast, you know.
Yeah.
Let's say, like, right now, I win a fight, and you're like, congratulations, and this and that. And 2 months later, you're not even going to remember, I just won my
Yeah.
fight. That's how fast people forget about the fight game, you know?
Yeah.
So you got to stay active, keep reminding people. So, you know, when you keep reminding people like that, like the UFC was like, oh shit, look, we got somebody that like to fight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you might get the call too, you know? So, whatever you do, stay active, stay 100%, man.
Yeah. You gotta give 100%. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Like if you think about say, oh, maybe I do a part-time job and then fight.
That worked too, you know, but like for me, I'm blessed enough to have a family like mine, you know,
Yeah.
that support me full time. Like I was working too when I first started like my amateur career.
Hmm.
You know, I was working having it worked too, but it's a little harder.
It's a harder. Yeah.
Well, you know, I was blessed enough to like my mom would be like, "Man, you ain't got to get a job, bro. You almost made it." Like that, that's like a big motivation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to have a family like mine, man, I'm just blessed to have them.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very. Uh, I would say it's very like. I mean, in my opinion, and a lot of others, it's very short amount of time you come up really fast. You know,
Yeah.
like very short period you come up. Really fast. I think it's because of your good attitude. Like you said, you're active and 100% all the time, and
Yeah.
you, you're ready for the fight any time.
And again, that's because as a man, when I look at my family and the way they treat me, like I feel embarrassed too. You know, as a man,
Yeah.
like you ain't do nothing. Like you just train, do your job at least. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like your family like work for you to train, and now you just being lazy and not get fight. Like that's embarrassing. You know, as
Yeah.
a man. So as their part, they're doing their job, pay my bill. You know, so
Yeah.
as my job, I gotta stay active and fight. So like let's say I'll get injured, like my hand right here, there's no bone, you know, because from it happened from my fight. Like you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Right now it's good now, but like at that time I could have said, hey, I got injury, I can't fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it wasn't like too. I can't use my right hand, but I can use my left. You know, so I was like that. So I don't want to. First of all, I don't want to disappoint my family. At the same time, that was one of the biggest motivation for me as well.
Mm.
You know, because bro, who would have done that? You know what I'm saying? Who would have done like working for me and pay all my bills and stuff like that? Bro, that's yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, thanks to your family support,
yeah,
that's very big. I mean, soon you will be able to support that back even more, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully sooner than later, bro. Like, hopefully, man.
Yeah. So are you in a training camp right now, or how's it?
Now, they told me to take a break for a whole week, but
Mm.
I got bored, bro. Like at home, when I stay at home, like what you do at home, bro? Like nothing. You know what I'm saying? You stay on your phone, you
Yeah.
sit. You know what I'm saying? That's bored. So I went to the gym yesterday. You know, just doing a little bit of light boxing and stuff like that. But Monday, I think I'm going back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're training in the gym, when you spar, like how hard you spar compared to actual fight?
It's hard. It's like a fight.
You go like really hard.
Yeah. A different gym, they don't really accept that. You know, they're
Mhm.
like, you get brain damage and this and that. But at the same time, if you don't do that, how you gonna prepare for a fight? You know what I'm saying? So me and my training partner, man, we going hard, like very hard. Like it's like actually fight.
Okay.
So when it's time to fight, nothing scares. You know what I'm saying? We was prepared for all those hard punches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your your spar partner, he's from your gym, and
Yeah.
what's his situation? He's good.
He fighting tomorrow. Actually in Fury Fighting Championship. You know.
Okay.
Um, his name is All in Korea. He probably get the call too after this win tomorrow. You know, he's a very good striker. He's a very good wrestler. He have a really good wrestling and stuff like that. So he is. I feel like he's one of the top guys too. You know, so
Okay.
I feel like he get the UFC call after this win
All right.
too. Yeah.
How about your wrestling game? Because you know the Russians, they're good at wrestling.
Oh man. I mean, you tell me, bro. You know.
Because your last 3 fights, like not much of wrestling, right? Mostly.
Yeah, but they was supposedly a purple belt, a black belt, and the first dude that I fought was supposedly one of the ground guy. So
Mhm.
they can't do shit to me. So you tell me if
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
good at
yeah.
wrestling or not. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people think I don't know wrestling because I don't do wrestling because I love fighting stand up. You
Yeah.
know? So
Yep.
when it comes to that, man, they about to find out. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like all we see is what I don't blame them because why they think that
Yeah, yeah.
because what all we see is just stand up and fight.
Mhm.
So, but I think so. Like the people that you already beat, they got, let's say, black belt or whatever, like good, they're good at the ground game, but you beat them
Yeah.
standing up. Then if you can do that, that's a talent too.
Yeah.
You take them to whatever the way you want. So how to say it, you make it your own game, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you own the game, so you have them play your game instead of you playing their game, right?
Yeah.
So however you want it, then that's a talent too.
Facts.
Not everyone can do that. So
That's an IQ, you know. You gotta
Yeah.
have the fight IQ. You can be the best wrestling in the MMA, you know, but if you don't know how to use that shit, then
yeah.
there's nothing, you know. So yeah, man, a lot of ground guys, you know, in the top 5, but hey, we're about to find out, you know.
Yeah, I think it's like you said earlier, it's not just the fighting game, it's a mind game and mentality and preparing and
Yeah.
all that. So you had, like you said, you use your IQ, you use your brain, and you, how to say it, you decide how this game's gonna go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta make them go at your pace, you know what I'm saying? They too aggressive, then you gotta calm them down a little bit. But if they too calm, then you gotta go forward. So you gotta know when to release and when to hold, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was gonna I was gonna ask you some of the like, let's say the last fight. How was you thinking before you won? Like when they throw you a punch, how I imagine your thinking process is nonstop, right? Okay, like you said, he's calm, then okay, I'm gonna go, and then if he's too calm, then okay, and if he's not calm, so how do you?
I was half asleep. My last one, I was sick.
Uh-huh.
I was sick. My weight cut and everything was like my face was all blowed up. Like I think you guys can see in the videos when they show my face and stuff. I was half asleep the first half. Then when I hit him to the gut and the ref stuff a little bit,
Yeah.
that's when I was like, oh shit, I'm in the fight, you know. And then the fight start. But like the first half of the fight, man, I was half asleep, bro. I don't really know what was going on, bro. Thank God I didn't get knocked out, you know? Yeah, so but yeah, after that, that fight actually the game plan was to push forward in the first round. Like actually, you know, going like going straight, you know what I'm saying? Put the pressure on, and then in the second round, we finish him. I mean, I did get the job done, but that was one of my worst performances. You know, I didn't perform the way I wanted to. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, but I think still is good, you know.
Thank you, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
my hand position wasn't right. Like you know what I'm saying. Like I was tired for that fight too, man. You know, because of the weight cut. I ain't never felt like that in a fight ever. You know what I'm saying? So I was rushing in because I don't want to get tired because you know I was sick. So like I was rushing in. My hand position wasn't right, and like when I rewatch, like I don't like rewatching that fight, bro. Yeah.
So what do you do to cut the weight?
Uh, Usually this is my routine. Usually like I do I do the same thing every day until the last day of a weight cut. And then I don't know, like when you fight, I think your body knows. So it's just the weight just drop by itself.
Okay.
Yeah, but this time around, you know, we stay in jacuzzi. You know jacuzzi, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
hot water.
Yeah.
I think we stayed in jacuzzi for a little too long or something. Like my stomach wasn't right, you know. We switched a little things and
Yeah.
turns out to go against me.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is the next day after the fight feels like when you wake up?
Shit, this fight, I can't even party, bro. Yeah, I can't even party. I was like, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
Cause like before, after the fight, you know, we turned up, me and my coach, you know what I'm saying, my manager, he came, buy us a couple drinks and victory, you know. This fight, man, I can't even celebrate, bro. I bought me Coca-Cola. I was chugging that shit, and I was like, man, look, I'm gonna go to my room and sleep. That's all I do, bro.
All right. And thank you. We very appreciate you coming over and you know sharing your experience and I think because you explain it very detailed from the beginning to how you make it to UFC and how the fights look like in UFC. I think you know people who wanna go your way, go wanna follow the way you do it. You know, I think it's very good example, and thank you for leading the way. You know, for the whole country in UFC. I'm sure more people will join later, but you'll be forever the first.
Shit, that's a history in the making, man. But
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for all your support, you know, and thank you for having me here and share my stories and stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
It's a blessing. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you.